Hello everyone, Arthur Charles here, and today guys I'm going to review an Exo-Force set from 2007, and it's going to be the Blade Titans. So remember, I have already reviewed the two little sets, plus also a middle-sized mechas from the bad guy, so I think it's called the Iron Condor, so you can check it out in my Exo-Force video review playlist, by the way. But for today, I'm going to review the Blade Titan, which is a mecha piloted by Takeshi, so of course from the good guys, the Exo-Force team. So for the box itself, well, you got the Lego Exo-Force logo right there, a little drawing of Takeshi in his new armor that we're gonna see in details later on, the little golden border with his face and his mecha, and of course on the front is mecha, the Blade Titan, and of course in the background you see the golden city, which is all gold, and you can see that in fact the box is really got a kind of a metallic texture, so it's really well, it's really shiny and all, so it's really eye-catching. So really a good phone box, even if when you compare this to 2006 boxes, where you don't have the, you can't open the front anymore to reveal the alternate model and stuff like that, because well, no, there aren't anymore alternate models. So, well, by the way, that's all for the front part. Now for the top one, the top side, you can see Takeshi in his a picture of the Takeshi minifig in a 1:1 scale, as you can see right there. The other sides are not really that interesting and really bland, but well, just with some touch of dark red, dark brown, so yeah, nothing really interesting. Then you got on the back a little group shot with all the 6 sets released in the first wave, except the Golden Guardian, I guess it's his name, which was a special edition set. So, well, the 3 good guys, the 3 bad guys, nothing really new. A little excerpt of the comic, which you will see in the instruction booklet, and then the gimmick of the set itself. So you're gonna see that in the review, and then a little picture showing you that this guy's got 2 faces, so of course the normal one and the angry one. So it was not shown before in the 2006 box. Maybe they are they don't have anything really to show on these new boxes, so don't really know. So that's all for the box. Pretty eye-catching and quite nice, even if it's not as complex as the first 2006 boxes. So now we have the instruction booklet, so really quick. Of course, we're gonna build the minifigs and then the mecha itself. It will be done in like 19 steps, I guess. Yes, 19 steps. Of course, you put the stickers this time throughout the building, so not all at the end. You got all the parts right there on 2 pages. Then the little comics, which is in fact the same that you can see in the Iron Condor illustration booklet. This means, in fact, I think there is just 1 comic, but this only comic features all the 4 middle-sized mechs. So this means you're gonna have the Blade Titan, then this one from the bad guys. You turn the pages, then you found the Iron Condor and the Sky Guardian. I'm not sure it's called the Sky Guardian, but well, still. So you can see all the 4 mechas in 1 comics. Then how to draw the Takeshi face, as you can see. Some group shot, once again the same as the back of the box, but in a bigger size. Then another picture of all the 4 middle-sized mechas, which look pretty nice, with the lines right here to make some speed feeling. And then that's quite all. You also have this third picture, which is quite nice. On one side, you got the Golden City, which of course, which is of course the main location in 2007, the Golden City, and on the other side the bots base, which is also nicely done. So really a cool picture. And now for the set itself. So first of all, the minifig. Well, Takeshi got the same head and same hair, of course, than the 2006 version. So you still have the double-sided face. This means one side is quite okay, and the other side is really angry, and not really that happy. So that's quite all. And of course, the armor itself, the outfit, has changed because this time it's all dark red with some, of course, with the armor in gold color, which is pretty nice, as you can see. And no back printing on these things. Notice also the black gloves, and I think that's quite all. Of course, the articulations are the ones from a Lego minifig, so nothing really new, nothing really odd. It's all the same, and it works pretty well, and I think that the new outfit is pretty cool also. So now for the mecha itself, so first of all the frame, the body frame, so here we go. So you may remember that in 2006 we have to put the lighter brick, so this means the body frame was made around this lighter brick to hold it. In fact, well, this time there is no more lighter brick, so this means Lego made some really simpler base, frame, because as you can see, in fact, well, of course, you're gonna build this in this direction and then put this in this way, because yes, as you can see, it's really a T-shaped body frame. So here you got the parts to link the legs, and here you got the new part, so the mix between Lego bricks and bionicle connectors to all the arms. And also notice this white bricks, which will be useful to put the shoulder pads, and also this gray part, which will be useful to build the new cockpit, which is quite different from the old cockpit. So we're gonna build the cockpit first. So first of all, this part, because as you can see, there is some connection on the back of this part and also there. So this means we're going to be able to link parts together thanks to this tan part. Then on this light gray part, we're gonna put this glass part, which is of course the glasses from the cockpit, which can open and close. And now the interesting part is that this new cockpits can in fact be really closed and open thanks to this new part. Well, not really new, but thanks to this part. So you can see some slab bricks linked together with some normal bricks and all that, so nothing really incredible. And most of all, notice this light gray part with this connection point, also some slab parts and stuff like that. Not really slab parts, studless bricks like that, because we're gonna link the two light gray parts together, and well, we have a part of the cockpit made. Then we're gonna link the other part, which is the same except for this part right here, and also the code brick, which is just useful for the website. So it doesn't really have any it isn't really useful in the set itself in comparison to the lighter brick. So we have these two parts, and now the cockpit is done. So you can see it's a lot bulkier than the first one, because this one you can really close them or open them like that. But we're gonna see that in the articulation gimmick section in the review later on. So I'm just gonna move on to the shoulder pads, which are made really simply with, in fact, mostly Technic parts. So this means we're gonna use a Technic beam, then this steel part right there, and this Technic panels. Also notice that on the back we're gonna link this part. So here you're gonna have a little I don't have the name for this part. Well, I'm just gonna move on, and some guns, some missile launcher maybe on the side, plus the little antenna, which of course is quite reminiscent from the old 2006 designs. So we're gonna link these two parts together, and now we have the body completed. So we're gonna now link the legs. So how I made the legs? Well, it's quite simple once again, because unlike the arms, which are made with the new type of connection with bricks and ball joint, here we're gonna use the same old systems, which works pretty nice. So this means we're gonna have three dark gray parts, as you can see, which will be useful to make the articulations work. And then we're gonna put bricks on this part to cover them. So this means we're gonna put, for example, this curved rounded brick right there, which is well, this part really is used on this section most of the time, so nothing really new. Then we're gonna use some curved bricks right there. So 3 of them, as you can see. And as you can see, this is not this is not this one. So this time it's a lot blockier, if I can say so, because as you can see, it's really you really got some really straight edges between the parts, because there is nothing really to make them smooth, in fact. So the 3 parts, so once again quite blocky, of course, are linked thanks to this yellow part which can kind of form a L-shaped part, yes. And then the same is going to happen for the legs, the feet, excuse me, because as you can see, we're gonna mostly use 4 big parts, so this white one and 3 dark red ones. So nothing really complex about the construction here. And well, the leg is done, so we're gonna link that here. Now the second one, which is exactly the same except for the stickers right here, which are also pretty nice. Excuse me. And now we're gonna link the arms. So first of all, the left one and this one. So we're gonna find the new system of connection. So here a little brick with 2 ball joints, then a connector from the bionicle toy line, of course, and well, we're gonna find the chain gun, which is, as you can see, made with some simple, not really axle, but well, simple parts. You can see they are not also linked together, so you can do stuff like that, which is quite rare. But most of all, it's quite different from the chain gun designs from 2006, but still it's pretty original, and I think it works pretty well. So nothing really to talk about on this arm, because the left one is the right one, excuse me, is much more interesting, because we're gonna find the same parts, so with the studless plate right here and the connector, but then we're gonna have this part made with some Technic beams, and as you can see, there's bionicle parts. So for bionicle fans, it's some taken with a spear, but in a new color, because as you can see, you got some dark red with some transparent fade, so it's really well done. And then you got this part right here, so it all looks pretty well. And of course, as you can see, there is some gimmick with this part, but I'm gonna show you this gimmick in the gimmick and articulation section of this review. So I'm just gonna link that to the connector, and then we are done. We are done with the Blade Titan. So here's for a little comparison size between the minifig and the mecha itself, like that. Now I'm gonna put the minifig in there. Once again, there is no control panel or anything, as you can see in the cockpit, so that once again can be a little drawback. And well, here we go. So now I'm gonna do a little turnaround of the model. And here we go. So now for the articulations, well, maybe first of all the legs, which are in fact the same type of as 2006. So this means we're gonna have 3 points of articulation, so one here, and one there, and each of this point got 2 points of rotation, one on the side like that, and one which can move forth and back. So this means we can do this, which block at 90 degrees, and here for the feet. So well, it's pretty well articulated, no big problems. It's all like 2006, so no main issues with the articulations. Then you got the arms, which this time are different because they use some ball joints. So you got, excuse me, 2 ball joints per arms, and this means you can do many poses like that. And as you can see, there is also 2 points of rotation on the shoulder pads. This means one which can move on the up and down, and one on the side. This means that the shoulder pad follows the movement of the arm, and this means, of course, that it will not block the articulation of the arm. So it works pretty well. Also notice the 1 point of rotation for the weapon on the sides. Also one here, which you can turn this part. And that's worked pretty well. And now you got the gimmick, in fact, which is pretty simple. You just have to turn this little gear to, in fact, open the 2 blades and well, unfold them like that. But if you want to close them, I think you're supposed to use your finger like that. And then once again, it's they are closed kind of like a shield, and now they are open to some in some attack mode. So works just fine, really simple, but works pretty well. Then you got the chain gun, so you got of course the two same bolt jaw, the two same point of articulation on the shoulder pad, so no big deal. The chain gun which can turn, so a rotation point. Then you got the cockpit, which can of course close or open, like I said, a dozen times by now, so you can open this like that. And it works pretty well, as you can see. It's pretty cool, so you can put off the fig or put in there and close it, so well, it works just fine. And I think that's all for the gimmicks and articulation, if I do not make any mistakes. Yes, I think that's all. So now for the sum up of this set. So first of all, the color scheme. So I have not talked about it. I'm maybe gonna do some pause before that. I have not talked about it in my review, but as you have seen, I think by now, it's mostly dark red with some white color, and also you got the usual dark gray and also light gray. Also notice the yellow color, which is put throughout the model. So personally, I really like this color scheme, and I think there is no big problems. Plus, notice that the white is a color which will be in fact in all the good side mechas, because it will appear in all the mechas from the Exo-Force team. So I think it's quite nice for the continuity of all the design, because remember in 2006 all the mechas got different colors. In fact, in this time they all got the white as a main secondary color. So I find that pretty cool. But I think that colors may be a subjective point of view. So if you talk about how the colors are put and mixed together, I think it's once again no big problem, because they are really well spread. Each of the colors are put in some interesting ways. So seriously, even if you do not like this color scheme, while the colors are put well together, it's not it's well put on the model. And well, for the color itself, I found it pretty interesting with the dark red and all. Really a good contrast between, once again, the dark color, here the dark red, and the bright color, here of course the white. So now for the part selection, well, you got different type of parts. You got some unique parts like these bionicle ones, also the shoulder pads, which have some technique panels in dark red. So you got also some big blocky parts like the ones which compose the legs. You got some more. Yes, you got of course the new type of connection parts. So I think there is some really specific parts and other ones which are a lot more generic. So it's pretty decent, nothing really exceptional, but overall it's okay. Then you got the construction, which I found pretty interesting for three parts. The cockpit part is quite amusing to build and to understand how it works, with the new fact that it open and close. The shoulder pad also, even if it's just technical parts, is pretty interesting to make. And finally, the shield with the gimmick is also quite interesting to make. Then you also have other parts of the building which are not really interesting, like for example the legs, which are really simple with some big blocky parts, so that might not really appeal everyone. But for most of the part, I found this model pretty interesting, and also it will show you how to make some mecha frame without using lighter bricks. So it can be interesting. So see, for the most part, it's a pretty interesting building. Of course, it's not the best one I have ever seen in a Lego set, but at least it works pretty well. And, it will be amusing. And in terms of the construction itself, if the parts really all well together, well, I would say that it's well, they fit together really well, and there are no problems. There is no weak points or anything like that, so it's really an excellent point. And then you got the articulation and the gimmick. So once again, the legs are pretty well articulated. The same goes for the arms and the ball joints, the shoulder pad which follows the movement, the cockpit which can now open and close, and the little gimmick. So seriously, it's once again quite excellent. I think there is no big problems in terms of articulation, or no problems, no issues, seriously. So an excellent point. And finally, you got the design. And for this point, well, I think it's mostly a point of view, in fact, because I found it pretty interesting personally. I like the new design of the cockpit. I really like the shoulder pads, which are really big one, and the massive aspect of the legs and stuff like that, the shield. So plus the color scheme, which really look well. So seriously, I really like this model, but it will not really please everyone, I think, because as you can see, well, for example, if you look on the side, you will got a big part which pop out of the frame. So this cockpit design might not please everyone, I think. And that's really a point of view. Also, there is some blind parts, like for example, this one, which the arms are not really well detailed, as you can see. The same goes for the legs, which, like I said, even if they are really strong, seems pretty bland because they've used mostly one really big part. So personally, I like this model, but I think that it might not please everyone. And well, if you compare it to the older version, so here's the Ground Titan from 2006, I think that well, I can understand why you prefer this model to this one, even if personally I like both of them because I found them pretty interesting and different in their construction and their building. So, well, it's all up to you, but I think that, well, at least I hope that thanks to this review you have made up your mind and you can have your own opinion about this model. So it's not the type of set that I would say it's a must-have, you must buy this model because it's really cool. No, it's a well-done model, but it still has its flaws, and I think that it might not please everyone. So that's why I can't really argue you to buy it or not. Of course, if you're a fan of the Exo-Force storyline, well, go for it because it's really a cool model and a really nice addition to your collections. But apart from that, honestly, I can't really decide for you. So that was my review on the Blade Titan. Tomorrow we'll see if everything goes fine, the second mechas, but from this time piloted by Hikaru. And that's also, hope you enjoy this review, hope you enjoy this set, and of course if you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask them, to post them in the comment section of this video. And I think this will be all, so hope you enjoy and see you later for another video review. Bye bye!